Hi, ako si Pax. Sobrang dami nagre-request ng video na ito, kaya ito na, the basics of guitar recording. At meron tayong special guest.
Hi, ako si Marco. Isa akong professional audio engineer and producer from Mix Machine Audio and Music Production at gitarista din ako.
Ayan, at tutulungan tayo ni Sir Marco para yung mga methods na gagawin natin can be applied mula sa mga bahay nyo hanggang sa recording studio. This video will be in 3 sections. Number 1, the guitar signal chain. Number 2, recording with real pedals, amps, cabinets, and mic. Number 3, recording with DI and plugins or simulated pedals, amp sims, and cab sims. Review muna natin how your guitar will sound from this to this. Ang signal chain ng isang electric guitar papunta sa ating recorder ay number 1, electric guitar. Number 2, effects pedals. And this depends sa taste nyo. Actually, maaring optional ito for now. Number 3, amplifier. And number 4, speaker cabinet or cab. Okay, huwag kayong kabahan kung ganito yung amplifier ninyo dahil katulad lang din yan nito. Pero magkasama na sa isang enclosure. Nasanay na lang tayong tawaging amplifier ito pero actually, combination na to ng amplifier at yung speaker cabinet. Or in short, combo. I'm sure yung unang 4 sa signal chain ay very familiar na sa inyo dahil magtutunog amplified electric guitar na yan eh. Ngayon, paano tayo magre-record from here? So number 5, we will need a mic. Later, di-discuss natin how to use it. Ang mic ay hindi directly mababasa ng computer natin dahil analog ang signal ito at digital ang naiintindihan ng computer. And at the same time, kailangan din na magpa-power nito. Kaya number 6, audio interface. Ngayon kung bago ito sa'yo, check out episode 3 para magets mo kung bakit kailangan ito. And sa computer, gagamit tayo ng software na number 7, Digital Audio Workstation. So kung hindi ka pa rin marunong gumamit ng DAW, again, check out episode 3 muna. So it's important na alam nyo ang parts at pagkakasunod-sunod ng gear sa signal chain. Dahil later, makikita nyo na yung pedals, amps, cabinet, at mic ay pwede nating isimulate sa computer using software plugins or effects. So let's start muna with the traditional way of recording using real amps, cabs, and mics.
There are 3 types of microphones mainly used sa guitar recording. Number 1 is the industry standard SM57 by Shure. Grabe to, sobrang sikat, very affordable. It's a dynamic microphone and this mic can handle very loud volumes or SPL. Number 2, large diaphragm condenser microphones. This one requires 48 volts phantom power. But don't worry, lahat ng modern interfaces ay meron na nito. Now, ang condenser microphone ay sensitive and mas kaya nitong i-capture ang high end and low end. In a nutshell, mas detailed ito. Number 3, ribbon mic. Ito yung pinakamahal sa tatlo. Well, arguably. It's a very old technology. Some say na ito yung pinaka-accurate sounding sa tatlo. Ito rin ang pinaka-warm ang low end. Actually, pati yung high end. Medyo warm yung dating nito. So, bago natin i-record ang amp, napaka-importante na timplahin muna natin ang tunog na gusto natin marinig sa amplifiers at pedals natin, kung may pedals kang gagamitin. Assuming na natapos nyo na yan, nagawa nyo na yan, let's proceed to mic placement. Ang pagpapalagay ng mic sa harapan ng speaker ay hindi lang basta-basta dahil ang iba-ibang posisyon nito ay may epekto sa tunog na ika-capture niya. Sa gitna ng speaker o tinatawag na dust cap, dyan pinaka-sharp at harsh ang tone. Habang nilalayo mo ang mic dito, along the speaker, nagiging less bright at mas maraming low mids. Ngayon naman, i-atras natin yung mic. Mababawasan ang low end or bass nito dahil ito sa proximity effect. Habang lumalayo sa source, mas pumapayat ang tunog dahil less force coming from the vibrating speaker. Parang sa boses lang. A good starting point to use a single microphone is to position the dynamic mic where the dust cap meets the speaker cone. Para makita nyo ito, tutukan nyo ng flashlight yung speaker cloth at maaaninag nyo yung speaker. Position the mic at least 3 inches away from the cloth. Sometimes, okay rin yung 1 inch. From here, tetengahin nyo na depende sa tunog na hinahabol nyo. So, galaw-galawin nyo lang, hanapin yung sweet spot ng position ng mic nyo sa guitar cap. Ngayon, punta tayo sa audio interface. Gaano kalakas dapat iset yung preamps natin or yung volume ng mic? Ito ang tinatawag na Gainstaging at napaka-importante nito to make sure na ang recordings natin ay nasa optimal levels ng ating equipment and at the same time workable for mixing and mastering. Usually, may mga indicators or meters ang audio interfaces natin para ipakita kung nagki-clip na yung signal ninyo. Tugtugin mo yung loudest part ng song na i-record mo, tingnan mo yung meter, pag nagre-red na siya or pag nagki-clip na siya, hinaan nyo ng konti. Pero teka lang, hindi lahat ng audio interface ay masama pag nagki-clip. Yung ibang medyo high-end audio interface, maganda tunog pag kiniklip nyo on the input. So take note na lang. Hanapin nyo kung pangit na ba yung tunog pag nag-clip or okay pa rin. Kasi pag okay pa rin yung tunog, aux lang yun. Go ahead. Minsan, break some rules. So, pagpasok sa DAW nyo, dun nyo titingnan kung nai-hit nyo yung target level. Para sa akin, -18 to -10 is a good ballpark average na maayos na recording with a lot of headroom. So in other words, dun na sa DAW i-adjust ang target level. Okay, now everything is set up. Importanteng tandaan nyo na not everything is fixed when it comes to tweaking your tone to be recorded. Always check in your headphones or speakers the final sound of your tone. This might require you to go back and forth sa amp settings ninyo, sa pedals, or even sa volume and tone knobs ng guitar ninyo. It's an iterative process, pero it will get you closer and closer to the sound in your head.
Alright, yun explain ni Sir Marco, that method is not so different from plugins. As I said earlier, it's the same signal chain, digital lang yung equipment. So from that long chain, i-reduce natin yan to a direct source, which is our guitar plugged in directly to our interface. If this is the first time na marinig nyo ang term na plugins, ito yung software effects na pwede mong i-load sa inyong DAW that alters or modifies your dry or recorded guitar signal. Kasi ang gagamitin nating guitar signal ay ang tunog niya ganito lang. It's called the DI signal or direct injection signal. At ito naman yung tunog kapag meron ng plugins. So ipapakilala ko sa inyo yung effects chain ng DAW. Ito na ang bago nyong best friend. Iba-iba yung location niyan depende sa DAW na gamit ninyo. Well, sa Reaper at Studio One, dito. Kanina, dito rin natin i-load yung level meter na ginamit for gainstaging. Ang effects chain, isipin nyo para kang may pedal board sa loob ng DAW at yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng plugins na nilalagay nyo ay may effects sa tunog. Kaya importante na alam nyo ang guitar signal chain. So yung mga effects plugins naman, either merong pre-installed sa DAW or i-download nyo. Pero sa guitar simulations, madalas third party talaga yung magaganda at kailangan nyong i-download. VST or VST3 files ang tawag dyan at DLL ang format nito. Search nyo na lang kung paano mag-load ng plugin sa DAW nyo ha. Ngayon, may monitoring ang mga DAW para marinig ninyo yung wet signal habang tumutugtog kayo in real time. Kapag sinabi mong wet yung signal, merong effects. Kapag ka naman dry, wala. So madalas, ang monitoring button ay katabi ng recording trigger arm. Ayan, click nyo yan. So take note lang, may latency ito lalo na kung hindi masyadong mabilis ang CPU mo. Pero adjustable ito sa buffer size ng interface ninyo. Ito, usually 128 ang safe spot or kung malakas ang CPU nyo, 64. Take note lang kasi kapag sobrang baba ng buffer size, makakarinig kayo ng glitches or stutters. For the purposes of this video, gagamit ako ng Neural DSP Archetype Nolly. Pwede nyo din itong i-download for a free trial sa website ng Neural DSP, so check that out. And this video is not sponsored by Neural DSP. So here, sa user interface nito, makikita nyo that the signal chain is exactly same dun sa diniscuss natin kanina. After your DI guitar signal, you have the pedals, the amplifier, the cabinet, and from this cabinet are the mics. The mics they use are also same sa real life. Iba lang yung pangalan for copyright purposes. Now, these are simulated copies na supposedly magbe-behave the same way as in real life. It's important to remember that this tone structure falls apart kapag tinanggal mo ang isa. In a chain like this, hindi pwedeng pedals lang because it will sound like this. Kung amp sim lang, it will sound like this. It sounds like a nightmare. So on the other hand, kapag naman cab sim lang, ganito naman. So, hindi rin ganun kaganda. You can get away with not having pedals sa chain pero kailangan laging may amp sim and cab sim sa chain. The same way na kailangan parati kang may amplifier at speaker in real life. Now, you may have come across this already, but this Neural DSP katulad din ng Amplitude 5, Bias Effects, or STL Tones, mga complete sets na yan that will work together as soon as you plug it in sa inyong effects chain. Pero you can build this from scratch by downloading individual pedals, amp sims, and cab sims. Like this one, free lahat yan. Now it's worth noting what the term IR means, or impulse response. This is for cabinet simulations. More on this sa ibang videos, but to give you a head start, cabinet simulations are not as simple to load katulad ng amp sims na software na agad. Cab sims require another software to load them na kilala as IR loader. And you have to load an IR in form of wave files bago siya maging usable as cabinet simulation. Now this workflow is simplified sa mga all-in-one software plugins like Neural DSP. Pero sa backend, ganyan din ang format nila. Kaya pwede kang mag-load ng sarili mong IR dun eh. Now, IRs are basically profiled or captured impulses of a real cabinet using a real mic. Kaya kung napansin nyo, wala tayong mic sim. Kasi sa digital plugins, magkasama sila ng cabinet or yung tinatawag nga natin na IR. Madalas, makikita nyo yan sa description ng isang IR kung anong klaseng mic ang ginamit, saang position siya ng speaker kinapture, and the type of cabinet used. And kung nagsisimula ka pa lang to use plugins, I highly suggest na gumamit ka muna ng mga all-in-one na mga software plugins. Ang importante ngayon dito ay how much you set your preamp gain. Modern interfaces such as your Focusrite or Audient ID14 or this Evo 4 I'm using has an instrument input or what we call direct injection or DI. So if you look at your interface and see a button or a switch which says instrument, use that mode or jack. Pero kung wala, you might have to use a DI box which you will plug in sa interface jack para magkaroon kayo ng instrument level signal. Pero I'm pretty sure yung input sa interface nyo will have one already. Now, maraming school of thought when it comes to this. May mga nagsasabi na dapat zero gain na lang yung iset mo kapag naka-DI ka na as if you're coming in clean dun sa inyong interface like in an amplifier input. Although other plugin companies suggest na you hit a certain input level para ma-achieve yung suggested tone performance nila. Madalas ito sa mga high gain plugins na they want the guitars to come in as hot as possible without clipping. To do this, gagawin natin yung katulad nung sa real mics kanina. Tutugtugin natin yung loudest part ng song and we will raise the gain until mag-clip. After nyan, babawasan natin yung gain just before the signal clips. Now, you may be wondering, ano bang problema sa clipping or more specifically, digital clipping sa DAW? This happens mapa mic recording or DI. Kasi in 24-bit recording, anything past 0 dBFS will sound cracked. Kapag ganito ang recorded signal ninyo, hindi nyo na ma-retrieve yung details nung part na nag-clip kahit pahinaan nyo yung track sa DAW. So whatever method ang i-adapt ninyo, after natin matimpla yung tone natin sa plugins, gagamit tayo ulit ng level meter sa dulo ng chain to check if we are hitting the -18 to -10 dB headroom for mixing. And it's the same process katulad kanina. Madalas may output knob naman ng mga plugins. So kung ano man yung last doon sa chain ninyo, i-adjust ninyo ang output nito hanggang pumasok yung signal nyo dun sa target level natin for mixing. So kung nagtataka kayo kung bakit parang hindi masyadong maganda or malinis yung mga guitar tones natin this episode, yan ay dahil hindi pa ito mix. Pero sa future video natin gagawin yun kasi maganda na maipractice nyo muna na kuhanin ng target tones ninyo sa recording pa lang. Pero huwag kayong panghinaan ng loob kung fizzy or muffled ang tunog ng guitar track, lalo na kapag real amps, kasi normal yan. Physical object kasi ito at maraming resonant at unnecessary frequencies. Loose din ang compression nito. Well, sa plugins, since simulated ito at yung IRs ng cab sims ay captured in a very well treated environment, step ahead na kayo sa cleaning, pero kailangan pa rin linisin yan. So for example, this track, kapag nilinis ko to, ito yung tunog niya base sa taste ko. Okay, this video is just a very simple introduction for everyone sa recording. Marami pang methods na maaari nyong sundan depende sa genre na nire-record ninyo. At sa totoo lang, every genre has a different recording style which you can explore on your own. Let us know in the comments kung anong topics ang gusto nyo pang mas palawakin namin sa future videos. Ako si Pax, hanggang sa muli, tugtog lang!